Hello and welcome to Let's Review. Well, I'm still in the mood to talk about something Star Wars related, but I think I'll shake things up a little this week and instead talk about a game that I don't own a PC copy of. No, while this game did come out on PC, my copy is for the PS3, which means, while we still need to go digging in a crate, it's not the same crate as usual. It is, in fact, this one. Should you really be using that ident if this game comes from a different crate? Probably not, but, well, frankly, I couldn't be bothered to make a new one. Many games have tried to sell the experience of being a Force user, the majesty and power of using the Force and a lightsaber in combat, and in 2008, LucasArts had yet another go at it. And honestly, they got a lot closer than most. Ladies and gentlemen, The Force Unleashed. What? Well, let us be honest about this. The best thing about The Force Unleashed was its teaser trailer. Granted, but that doesn't actually make the game bad. Let's face it, it was a hell of a teaser after all. The game follows Galen Marek, Darth Vader's secret apprentice, codenamed Starkiller, who is tasked with hunting down various Jedi. Sent out in secret, Galen has to also engage any Imperials in his way as well. Is that not a little counterproductive to the Empire's plans? Oh yeah, but it's a running theme in the extended universe that the dark side loses because by its own nature it turns on itself. Vader's purpose in training Starkiller is that the two of them will eventually work together one day to destroy the Emperor and take his place. Naturally, this does not go to plan, and after Vader kills Galen in order to appease the Emperor, he orders him sent out to go and gather allies who can help them defeat the Emperor by working together. I cannot help but think that Vader has rather missed the point of the rule of two. Oh, absolutely, but let's face it, Palpatine doesn't follow the rule either, given that he murdered Darth Plagueis in his sleep when he was passed out drunk, instead of in open battle like the rule commands. As I said, it really is a running theme that the dark side destroys itself. This really is the theme of the entire game, because the group of allies that Starkiller eventually builds includes Mon Mothma, Garm Iblis, and Bail Organa. The Rebellion. This game is about how Darth Vader founded the Rebellion. Yep, told you it was a running theme. The story here is actually really good, but I'm not going to talk about it much more for the simple reason that I think I've spoiled enough of it already. Suffice to say that it works because the themes are so damn strong. Though I will freely admit that Galen himself is overpowered to the point of being a fan fiction character, though admittedly that's mostly for the benefit of the gameplay. Are you aware that you have yet to even stipulate what kind of game this is? I haven't? Whoops. The Force Unleashed is a third-person hack-and-slash game, though to my mind that description doesn't really work all that well, given that there is only a single attack button. While you can perform combo attacks, this is done by combining your force powers with your lightsaber. So rather than having a heavy strike, for example, you infuse your lightsaber blade with force lightning as it strikes. That seems a tad redundant. Probably, but it looks cool. And if I'm honest, that's the mantra for, well, quite a lot of this game, really. Galen spends the entire game holding his lightsaber in a reverse grip. This is actually very stupid for an awful lot of reasons, but damn if it doesn't look really good. And I will admit that it does allow him to throw around his force powers a little bit easier. Galen's standard force push, for example, will quite happily throw enemies for miles. I'm assuming that that is hyperbole. Yes, but not by much. Galen's power level is kind of ridiculous, but as a result, it's really kind of fun. There is nothing that is not satisfying about picking up a stormtrooper with the Force, blasting him full of lightning, and then hurling him into a bunch of his mates, causing them all to explode. And given that Galen also has a training droid named Proxy, who uses holographic disguises as training tools, it gives the developers excuses to throw in ridiculous fights that don't make any sense, like Galen versus Darth Maul. I never did understand what people saw in Darth Maul. Honestly, I think it's just that he looked pretty cool. Sometimes that really is all you need. I mean, look at the way the EU regards Boba Fett, for example. The Force Unleashed really is a game that does a fantastic job at giving you moments that feel really amazing. You want to fry a Sarlacc with Force lightning? You get to do that. You want to pull a Star Destroyer right out the sky? Oh boy, can you do that. And it is awesome. I thought you were attempting to avoid further spoilers. I was, but come on, that one's in the teaser trailer. The Force Unleashed is fun. And sometimes that really is all you need. It is immensely satisfying, especially when you go up against stormtroopers who are little more than ragdolls. They are of absolutely no threat to you, even en masse, and ploughing your way through them is just so satisfying. I worry about you sometimes. You know, for some reason that actually makes me feel really good. The Force Unleashed did get a sequel, but I have not played it. The reason for that is pretty simple. All the reviews of the game when it came out gave it a fairly hearty meh. Someday I'll probably get around to it, but for now I'm happy to say that The Force Unleashed is a damn good Star Wars game and an excellent story within the confines of the extended universe. It does some interesting things to the canon while being its own very solid, self-contained little tale. Now, if you'll excuse me, we're into December, which means that Christmas is just around the corner. Which means I need to get started drawing up this year's best and worst list. I'll see you later.